Hey everybody, this is Whitebone Knives with another knife making tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to put a texture on one of your G10 handles. It doesn't have to be G10, it could be micarta or even wood if you want. Any handle material that you want to put this on. But here's your final result. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And it's just done with a dremel. And I guess I'll start showing you how to do it. So, what we're going to need is some Dremel sanding sleeves, or sanding bands. 120 grit is what I use. Makes it for a smoother texture. There is also a coarse option for these. I like the 120 grit, but you may find that you like the other one. So, and then we're going to put it on our Dremel here. And then, go ahead and plug it in. Okay, now that we have our Dremel all plugged in, we're going to go ahead and clamp the knife up. And for this video, I have already contoured the handle before doing the scale texture. If you don't contour the handle, then after it's done, it won't feel so good in hand. It'll feel really blocky in hand. So you're going to want to make sure that you contour the handle first, and just so it's a little bit better of a fit in your hand. So we're just gonna clamp it up right here. Make sure you tape your blade up. I just use some clear tape. And also, when you're clamping the knife in the vise, make sure you have a couple blocks of wood so you're not damaging your steel. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn the Dremel on, and I'll just show you how I kind of do it. I will put it right here at somewhat of an angle, and then I don't want to turn it on right now because then you won't be able to hear me. But you just go ahead like this, and while it's on, you just move up and down, and you want to come about 3/4 of the way across your handle. So here I would come to here, and then on this side I might come to here. Just so it's a little bit higher because this part's a little thicker. And then it makes for a better final result if you go about 3/4 of the way across. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn the Dremel on and show you a little bit better. Okay, one thing you might notice it takes me a little bit longer to do is the areas that have the pins. And that's okay, just go a little bit slower when you're going over those. That way it makes a nice smooth blending contrast. And then just finish it out. I'm also, while I'm doing this, I go one groove, and then I kind of keep a gap between the edge of my tool and the middle of the last one. So I'll go like one, go up and down, and then over just half, and then it fits the other groove, and then it keeps these lines nice and smooth together. So that's just a little tip that I've kind of learned while doing it. You can do it your way if you want, but I find that going over about half a space for each scallop here gets a little bit better results, and you finally get that nice line right here. in between each scallop. So I'll just go ahead and finish up this side and then move over to the next side. Okay, so we have the one half of the side done, and on the end there I just kind of push in a little bit so that way it doesn't roll off the edge. You want to keep that edge sharp so that you can notice the line effect, and you can kind of sand that down a little bit if it's irritating on your hands later. But so that side's done. We're just gonna flip it around, and I'm actually gonna be on this side. So let me move you over here. Okay. And now we're just gonna go into each one of these little scallops. So you can see there's a scallop there and a scallop there, and right in between, in the middle, we're gonna take our line all the way up until it hits this point right there. So we're gonna do just like before and keep our dremel at an angle and run our bit up and down here. So now I can show you with a pointer here a little bit easier. Right there in the middle, and that'll give us a cool alternating pattern. This is actually called the anso pattern, by the way. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and start on this side. Now, as I'm moving along, you can kind of see the pattern to start take hold, and it kind of makes this little zigzag along here. I try to keep that zigzag right in the middle of each thickness along the blade, so it's thinner here. So I still keep the I don't keep it straight all the way down, but I kind of bevel it out, or well, widen it out for the thicker parts of the handle. But looks a little bit nicer that way, I think, but I mean, like I said, you know, my way is not always the best way. You might find that you like it the other way. So I'm just going to finish up the rest of this. Okay, now we'll take the knife out of the vise and give you a little better look at what we just did. There you can see the handle scales with the anso pattern all textured out. A way to clean this up a little bit better for the final result, just to kind of smooth it out, I'll take a brass brush and I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, so as you can see here, we're just using a brass brush. This is the fine grit, I guess. There's a fine and a coarse over at Lowe's, and I get the fine because I like that. Turns out a little bit better in my experience. But what we're going to do is just take that brass brush over our handle and just kind of go like that. And I have my brass wheel turns this way, so I'm going to be going from the top and it'll be shooting out that way. That way I don't catch it on anything or anything like that. So this will just make it a little bit more smooth, and then we can kind of finish it out after that. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in. Okay, now that we've kind of buffed it out, give this a little bit of a glossier finish. Right down, where was it? Right here. I'll have to touch that up again because it's not very smooth, but it won't be hard to touch up. So I'll just go over that again with the Dremel and then buff it back out on the brass wheel right here. And now we're basically ready to oil it up. It'll look, if you want the darker look like everybody wants, what we're going to do is put some boiled linseed oil on it, and that'll take it from this kind of gray color to a nice black even finish. So we'll go set that up for you. Alright, now that we got our boiled linseed oil set up, we're just going to take a rag, and it can be any kind of rag, it doesn't really matter. Just kind of get a little bit on there, you don't need a whole lot. Especially because I'm only doing one side. I'm just going to take this rag, kind of just go over the entire scale. Just like so. Not rocket science. And leave it sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, now that we've waited 5 minutes, we're going to see what we have. So we're just going to wipe the excess off, kind of give it a good rub, just like that. Try to get it as dry as possible. The oil stays in there pretty nice though. It just kind of brings out the color in the G10. There we go. We have a pretty cool handle texture now, and it really didn't take that long. So I believe anybody can do this. It's not very hard. It's just getting your consistency good and even. But other than that, it's not so bad. So get out there and texture some scales, guys. Alright, thanks for watching.